O show da bola vai começar! A partir de agora, você fica com a melhor transmissão esportiva do rádio. Vamos levar até você, ouvinte, todas as emoções desta partida. Aumente o volume e vamos vibrar, pois nossa equipe está no ar.
The referee today, Shahenda Saad Ali of Egypt, or full name Shahenda Saad Ali Al Maghrabi. Porsche, Bouache, take that counter bar from Cameroon, Colette Unzana. The VAR crew today, Lalou Benbraham of Algeria, and Tunisia's Dorsaf Kanouati. Well, for Cameroon, two changes from the team that saw off the Malians. Coming in to the side today, Geneviève Ungo Umbelek and Naomi Eto, the emerging star of this Cameroon side. Dropping to the bench, Charlene Mayong and Bella Rose. Three players from the Cameroon side on yellows, including the goalkeeper, who conceded a penalty last time out against Mali. Ungamanga up top is one to keep an eye on. Marie Ungamanga, who got a double against Mali, one from open play and one from the penalty spot as well. Chantal Boy, Faulkner just.
He gave them some weird drink. They got diarrhea, not enough toilets.
And we are underway. Gana in all yellow, kicking us off and playing from right to left. Cameroon, unfamiliar red jersey with green shorts and green socks. A really interesting battle between these two sides. In their previous 9 meetings, Ghana have the edge, having emerged victorious on 5 occasions, just the 3 for Cameroon. I hope I'm not spoiling things by saying that this fixture has never ended goalless. They first met in 1998, and their last meeting was in 2018. Cameroon having surprised everyone by failing to qualify last time around. And they pretty much failed to qualify this time around as well. Cameroon beaten by Algeria in the second round of qualifying, having been given a bye in the first round, which gives an indication of their standing on the continent, but nonetheless they were defeated by the North Africans in October last year, and then saved just a week or so later when Confederation of African Football, CAF, expanded the tournament from 12 teams to 16, and they took the 4 highest ranked teams in the FIFA rankings, of which Cameroon is very much one. They are 6th in Africa, according to FIFA. Ghana 3rd. So we are seeing sides with a high standing. And as said earlier, given their form and pedigree, the runner-up finishes between them, 3rd placed as well. You see Kim Bjorkegren, the Swede who took charge of Ghana in January last year and did a really fine job at his first Nations Cup last year. Nora Hautler, who's the Swiss currently in charge of the Zambian team, actually qualified Ghana for that tournament. But Bjorkegren was the one who took them all the way to taking 3rd place, and that result, well, had it been a World Cup qualifying year, would have been good enough to return Ghana to the World Cup for the first time since 2007. We will be hoping that he can get to the semi-finals this time around. All 4 semi-finalists automatically qualifying for the Women's World Cup in Brazil next year. And then there'll be 2 more sides emerging from the losing quarter-finalists who will make it to the Inter-Confederation playoffs, which are split into 2 parts. 16 tournaments at the end of this year, and then another 16 tournament early in 2027 to decide the final lineup for Brazil 2027. Boache at Benedict Simon. So a free kick going Ghana's way, which Portia Boache will take. She made her debut for Ghana back in 2010. Over 100 caps since. 20-odd goals. Used to be a forward and has been going backwards, as you might expect given her age. Now very much in the heart of that Ghanaian defence. Along Susan Amadua. Nicely played in the middle of the park by Ashta Toko-Njoya. Scrapping with her opposite number 6, Jennifer Kucho. Grace Mendua. Just caught, and We will have the free kick. Alice Kusi with the foul. Driving run forward from the back. Just for a moment, Ghana thought they might get in behind, but touch played by Maeva Nyajo. Nicely turned by Marie Ungamanga. And then she dispossesses Simon, who was slightly sleeping, the fullback for Ghana. Naomi Eto. And a striker goal comes in, the first of the game. We have 7 minutes on the clock. Applauded by Valentina Nguele. The Cameroon coach, who has barely been in her job for 2 months. The 13th of June is the date that she was appointed. And she's played 2 and won 2. As we see the strike coming in from Toko Njoya. Great ball club back into Simon. Grace Sentua just getting away. And having to be pulled back as well in the heart of the Ghana midfield. Seen it all before. Boache playing her club football back in Africa with TP Mazembe in the Democratic Republic of Congo after a long spell overseas. A decade or so in Europe for Boache before joining the Congolese side. And she set up Ghana's opening goal in their first game with a long ball forward to Doris Boadua, unable to repeat this feat so far. There she is, Doris Boadua, 23 years of age. Took her goal very, very nicely against Cape Verde. A really nice lob with the outside of her right foot from the edge of the area. Her first ever WAFCON goal. Highly rated and very unlikely, one would have thought, to be her last. Well, a little bit too boisterous, let's say, from Ungamanga. Simon. Heavy first touch. Adapina Zakaria. Right, so just steadies things down. A bit of space in the midfield. But not a lot of time as Nyaju comes in to close it down. Ungamanga in the middle. And a good first touch there from Dua. Cool as you like at the back. Kusi. Simon. Just stopped by Naomi Eto'o. No relation as far as I can work out to the legendary Cameroonian forward Samuel Eto'o, of course the president of the Cameroon Federation. Naomi Eto'o incidentally spelled E-T-O rather than E-T-O apostrophe O. She may well be making her own name for herself, the 21-year-old, in the books of Paris Saint-Germain. The French side, albeit currently on loan to Sassuolo in Italy. Didn't start the first game, has started this. Actually, again, and that's far too close to the Cameroon goalkeeper, who instantly tries to set Grace Mandura on her way. Space in the centre of the park for the indomitable Lionesses. Naomi Eto'o forced far wider than she would have wanted to be. Who balked it? I think she had turned her opposite number and Gok, but Cameroon in possession. Switch of play again out to Naomi Eto'o, just 21 years of age. The first real chance to run at the Ghanaian defence, and Simon does well. Oh, that up in arms and wanting the decision to go their way, and they're still complaining, suggesting a handball in the area, the Cameroonians. The Egyptian official sends them away as she works out whether indeed there was a handball. Simon it was, and as you can see, there was a clear change of direction of the ball. Was there any contact? Let's have a look. Well, yes, there surely was. And the question is that enough for the VAR crew to get involved? And Cameroon an early penalty, as you can see. They are doing exactly that, checking it. It clearly hits the arm of the Ghanaian left back. Will this be another penalty in a game involving these sides, because both of them, excuse me, Cameroon it was, in a game of penalties against Mali. Conceding one and scoring one. Nervy weight for the 44-year-old Swede. Now she is going to look at the screen. I'm not sure she will take as long looking at the screen as the VAR crew did to send her there. No doubt whatsoever about the fact that the ball hit the Simon or Simon. She was born in France, called up by the French for youth level, never played. She is taking her time. The Egyptian official. I'm sure this is the best angle. There's the one from behind the pitch. The camera there clearly shows the contact. Decision made. As Saad Ali Al Maghrabi decided. She has pointed to the spot. And Cameroon have a very good opportunity to take the lead in this game. Didn't seem to know too much about it, but it doesn't matter so much these days. It was Marie Ungamanga who took the spot kick the other day for Cameroon, converting late on against Mali. 73 minutes on the clock. And the 23-year-old has the ball again. Plays her football in Turkey with Fenerbahce. Joined
the first full-body adaptive ergonomic chair. Whether you're big or slim, recline all the way to 135 degrees.
A little bit about pressure, given the intensity of games there. A yellow card shown to Boachi as the Ghanaian protest just continuing. Cameroonian player down on the floor as well. It's been, there you go, you can see that. She still stayed down, but now she's up. That was what prompted the booking for Boachi. Ungamanga went to her right, to the keeper's left against Mali on Tuesday, and this time she goes left, but it's the same result. She finds the back of the net for her third goal of the tournament, and the opening goal in this game. She was the coolest personified Marie Ungamanga. Puff of the cheeks and Cynthia Conlon in the Ghana goal. Having started to go the wrong way, didn't even bother to dive, knowing that there was nothing she could do. She has had 4 shots in this tournament so far, all of them on target. Ungamanga, and she has 3 goals to her name. And the impressive Cameroonian contingent in the stadium found their voice, as you may be able to hear. Ghana. Instantly trying to find a way back into the game through Kusi. To the byline she goes, but runs out of room and blocked off by some Cameroonians as well. Well, there's a very interesting record between these two sides because, as I've said, in the overall tournament, Ghana have the most wins, and in the group phase they have the better record as well. They've met 6 times and Ghana have won 4 of them, Cameroon just the 1. But the last 3 times that these two sides have shared a group, it is only Cameroon have actually made it to the knockout phase. Doing so in 2018, 2014 and 2010. And we'll be very wary of that. Into the middle it goes. Boadua. It's a heavy touch allowing the clearance to come in. Mai Kith. Got with the turn that delights the Cameroonian supporters. Boache looking for Simon, who conceded the penalty, of course. Intended pass to Boadua, cut out. Forward to Ungamanga. Tokum Joya to Umbalek. Has it again, the peroxide blonde, and well, it lacked venom and accuracy, but another shot on goal from Cameroon, who enjoying the opening stages more. Vivo, Umbaleka. Very experienced presence in that Cameroon midfield, the 33-year-old. Boache looking long. Ajajapina Zakaria. Boadua. Wins the corner. Well played from the Ghanaian and well defended as well. Mai Kith. Boadua plays football in Israel with Hapoel Katamon. He was top scorer, or joint top scorer in AFCON 2026 qualifying, largely thanks to a hat-trick against Egypt. And the 4 players to finish with 4 goals from the qualification campaign. Boy Hawkler with the delivery. She will get another go. To our left for this time, didn't get any height. Nyaju away. And then there's a lot of space here for Ungamanga. Excellent defending from Ajajapina, the 20-year-old. Ungamanga has their back, and Cameroon coming forward again. A lovely twist and turn from Unzana. And that will be a goal kick to Cameroon. Paulette Unzana, former futsal youth international for Cameroon. We have a water break. Timely, I'm sure, for Bjorkegren. Said before the game that his team was hard to score against. Got work to do. Well, Ngele was appointed after a successful spell in the local Cameroonian league, the top flight there with Ebeloa Fi, transforming the club into one of the dominant forces in Cameroon's Super League. Prior to the Mali victory on match day 1, should only had one other game against Benin in a friendly, winning that by 3 goals to 1. She's commended for her demanding standards and having strong relationships with her players. So far, so good. There is, of course, a long way to go. Not just today, but in the competition as well. Here it is a windy day here in Casablanca. I'm sure the players will welcome the breeze, given the conditions. Umbalek just organising her fellow midfielders. Here's Boache. Simon. Roy Hawkler, based in England with Nottingham Forest, felled. God, he's got to be careful because she's one of the 3 Cameroonians on a yellow card. She's saying that she got the ball, of course. We've seen this before, the long ball from Boache, and I'm sure it may be the same. Just pumped forward. We'll meet another Cameroonian head. Asantewa. Boadua. Straight at Michaeli Beina in the Cameroon goal, but Ghana's first shot on target. Nicely worked as well. And really good footwork from Boadua to engineer the strike, and then unfortunate from her perspective that far too close to Cameroonian keeper. Grace Asantewa. Kusi with the flick up to Boy Hawkler. Jajapina just invited forward, a 1-2 with Boy Hawkler. Judged for a foul, but Cameroon will have the free kick. An arm coming out that we didn't really see. Umbalek. Nieto. Backing herself to go past Simon, but Simon does very well. The Switzerland-based fullback. Shorter on this occasion. Umbalek. Looking towards Mendua. Still she has it. Mendua. She was hoping for the corner, just a goal kick. Mendua plays her.
These are days to be cherished. All of the emotions. This is absolutely incredible.
Do so. Yaju. Makana. Ivana Makana Yakana. And Mendua. None of whom is older than 21, so also looking to the future. heading for it in any case. Nzana. Manga. Cameroonian captain again. That's a lovely bit of skill from Gog, just to flick it over. Boy Hawkler. She's failed in the process. And Boy Hawkler, that 30-year-old, just getting a little word from the Egyptian referee. Exactly what she was doing. And Gog, 21 years of age. A lot of youth in this Cameroonian side. 8 of the starting 11, 23 or younger. And given their recent failures to qualify, it's probably no bad idea to be trying to build the next generation, because Cameroon had an extraordinary record in this competition. They had appeared at every single one until their failure to qualify for 2024. Not only that, they were regularly reaching the semi-finals at least on those occasions as well. After their 12 visits, you've seen them get to the last 4. That's a really good ball to Naomi Eto'o. Looking into the middle, Boache has to be careful. Kujur away. Only as far as Nzana, who lets fly. Cannot keep it down, but she had time, she had space, and the inclination as well. Simon. Naomi Eto'o in again, to the delight of the Cameroonian fans, who wins the corner. She goes and helps her to it. I hope it's speeding things up, but gives herself a little bit of extra running. So it'll be the skipper, Nzana, who takes it. She can go short because Umbalek is near her, but instead she swings it in and just lands on top of the goal netting, touches it on its way through. I wonder if that was slightly affected by the wind here. Conlon didn't know, taking no chances, but protecting her goal as well. The youngster in the side, 23 years of age, Conlon. Also based on the continent at home in Ghana, the Summertax ladies. And brings experience of AFCON already, having played last year as well in the delayed 2024 edition. And a goalkeeper, one of 3 players in the Black Queens squad based at home. Simon doesn't get the clearance right. Manga under pressure from Dua. They briefly seemed to be winning their battle before Ungamanga got it, but unfairly so. Cameroonian sandwich. Which Dua is in the middle, which she is. She actually suffered a knock against taken off the ball. Simon just waited and waited. Asatua, and that gave the opportunity to Cameroon and Mbelek to take it off her toes. Mendua to get the shot away, unable to do so. Chapina down the line. Well, and Gog did really well to shield it, and it's the free kick as well. Putting herself about a bit, Chantel Boy Hawkler. England youth international. She was born in the country, but father's Ghanaian. Made her switch last year, ahead of last year's WAFCON. She said that many of the team who were new didn't have much experience. It was a new tournament, along with some nerves that were unknown. They've since gelled as a team. With the support from home, we are ready. And the experience of playing just 12 months ago, so handy for so many of the teams and players who were able to do so and return this year as well. Build on that experience. It's all setting up for what should be an absolutely fascinating end to this 16-team tournament. Really nice balance, 4 groups of 4, only the top 2 in each group going through. Games counting at one side amongst the 16 is so far out of the competition. Nice from Asantoa. Good driving run through the heart of the Cameroon midfield. The 25-year-old. Will Boache mix it up, or will she go long again? She does indeed mix it up, but I think rather luckily for her, it was taken before the referee was happy, so she's going to get another chance. Legend of the Ghanaian game. The African one too. Just curls away. Chapina does really well to keep that in. It's a real chance for her to run at Nakana. And then in her attempt, she tumbles over while going backwards. Yakana. 20 years of age can bring it away. The games between these sides do tend to be tight. The 8 matches that have produced a winner, 6 have been decided by just a single goal. We have to go back to the start of the century or millennium, 2000 for the last time. The game was won by more than a single goal when Ghana were 2-0 victors. Cameroon and all their victories over Ghana have never managed to win by more than 1. We're going to see another yellow card. Manga, no complaints from her, merely an apology. Second into the book after Boache. Dua. Just fine. Dua. Block really important from Mbelek. intention from the Ghanaian striker. She's going to get another go on the far side. Zana. This time, Josephine Bonsu with the header for Ghana. Santua and Goumbelek. Really good battle. Looking for Gamanga. Simon alert to the danger.
I make every guy I know take this trauma type test. My brother took it last week, and he was sure he'd get the strong one. But he didn't. He got the invisible boy, and when he read the breakdown, he went completely quiet. Because it didn't just describe his real trauma type, it showed what he actually learned to do to survive, and how it still affects him now. Tap below, take the test, and see which trauma type is still controlling your life. I swear it may hit you too close.
She got that timing wrong. It's too heavy from Kusi. She leaves her foot in as well, which means Cameroon won't have the free kick. Scored twice at the last WAFCON. Did Alice Kusi, based in Saudi Arabia with Al Hilal. One of the more experienced members of the side. Third WAFCON. So just preventing that. And through to who was switched flanks with Mandua. Kugren looks on. Seems to very much understand the job. The experience coaching the women's game. He was based in the United States prior to taking on the Ghana job. His time in charge, he said he's learned the expectations of those in Ghana. High expectations was what he was referring to. It was the same for the men's team of the World Cup, i.e. very, very high expectations. The plan was to go all the way, as Yorka Gren said of the expectations. But for us, we were happy with the bronze medal at the last WAFCON. Took over a team that had not performed well in a long time, step by step, with a team that can go a long way, he said. He built very impressively in the last tournaments, because in their opening game you could see that they weren't quite there, but as the tournament went on they got better and better, and that was a lot of the credit must go to him. He does caution his words by saying not only can Ghana go a long way, but 6 or 7 other teams can do too. Nigeria, of course, still the team to beat, the 10-time champions. There'll be 5 minutes of additional time. Nigeria, in case you missed it, met Zambia last night in Group C. And despite the Super Falcons playing with 10 men for a significant period of time, they still emerged as 1-0 winners after their shock opening defeat to Malawi in their first game in Group C. Malawi yesterday seeing off Egypt by 3-1. The Chiringa sisters to the fore. Again, in a really interesting group, that one, with Mali, Nigeria and Zambia all battling for the 2 slots, and it is Malawi who currently lead the way there, 6 points to the 3 of both Nigeria and Zambia, setting up a grandstand finish in that group when it comes to a close. Well, this opening period also nearly at a close. Boy, Hawker trying and hoping she can put in a delivery that they can convert. She has not been fully tested. Clearly, Riina in the Cameroon goal at all. Just one real strike from Boadua. That was straight at her. And it's very deep and it's over everybody. And that's a waste. Naomi Eto'o trying to switch it out to Mendua. Santawai in the way, and another tussle with Mbelek. They're having a really good battle, those two. The number 5 for Ghana. Number 20. Oh, sorry, not Mbelek, Toko and Joya. Number 6 for Cameroon. Might just change things a little. Actually looking to go over the top again. And do a lovely ball round the corner. And just too far for Ungamanga from Makana. Nice play from Mendua. Goes based at home in Cameroon, the 21-year-old. Eboloa, coach's former team. Crunching header comes in from Makana. Mendua using her strength. Simon. I thought she had ridden the challenge, but too much contact for the likes of the Egyptian referee. From Mendua. So the last chance for Ghana to possibly pump this forward. Time running out. Santewa, well, it was a moving ball, so she's going to have to take that again. She needs to get on with this because the 5 minutes are up. We're into the 6th. She goes short on this occasion. And there was no time. And the half-time whistle blows. And then in a fairly tight opening 45, it is Cameroon who lead. Courtesy of a 3rd goal of the tournament for Marie Ungamanga. There she is. Her 2nd from the penalty spot as well. after Benedict. Simon handled unwittingly in the box. He went to VAR, spot kick awarded, and at the break, it is Ghana 0, Cameroon 1. So the players back out, and Ghana have made a change to their lineup, taking off Japina Zakaria, the 20-year-old winger who struggled to really get involved, and bringing on that more experienced Evelyn Badu, not much older, but played in the last WAFCON, scored as well. Former CAF Young Player of the Year. And somebody who brings leadership as well. Badu, captain Ghana. The under-20 Women's World Cup in the past. Can she provide more of a spark for the Black Queens, who certainly need one? A little bit flat in that opening 45. And instantly she's in, and Owadura is in behind, latching onto that pass, getting the shot away as well. Well, that's better from the Ghanaians. The Cameroonian supporters, the ones singing the song, as Kylie Reina made a little bit of a mess of that, the Benfica goalkeeper. Owadura again, really looking up for it. Manga able to move the long ball forward. Dua. Boache. Kusi, driving run inside, looking for Boadua. Rory Hawkler was in space to her left, chose not to use her. That's nice from Santua. Checked by Ngoebele. She's such a presence in that midfield, Santua. Playing for Ghana since that late teens. It's her third WAFCON. With Kucho. As Boache lets fly and beaten away by Mikali Biina. Roy Hawkler able to keep up the pressure. And that was a good strike from Boache, albeit from distance. The 22-year-old in the Cameroon goal, taking no chances. She actually scored the last time these two teams met. Boache was in 2018. 1-1 draw on the day, opening the scoring. Through their veteran, inspirational skipper. Well, there are a couple of hundred Indomitable Lionesses supporters just to my right. Very much enjoy their Sunday evening in Casablanca. The temperature has noticeably dipped and cooled Boyd.
Scrub-free exfoliation, formulated just for your lips. PHA 5% exfoliating lip serum. Lifts away dead skin while you sleep.
Not necessarily so. She must be happy with what she's seen so far. Zana on the line, and they'll just be coming right back for the Black Queens. Bonsu, Badu, Bonsu again, Takusi, trying the tricks. Might come off for 31-year-old. Well, when this competition got underway in the end of the last century, Cameroon and Ghana very much the big guns, along with Nigeria, of course, on the continent, often always there or thereabouts, which is a story for both that they like to be reminded of too much. Some famous names in the past, the likes of Alberta Saki and Joe Bayo. I can't imagine that they would have thought but still, after all this while, both these sides will be looking for a first ever title. Ghana have been in the final for 20 years. And I was coming here to the game today with a Ghanaian, and all he could say was, how do we avoid Nigeria? And it might be that every time that Ghana have got to the final, they've met the Super Falcons and lost. 2006, 2002 and 1998. On top of the fact that, of course, they are and always will be seemingly the team to beat. That's a decent ball in from Kusi, but just too much on it. Roadua in there. Roy Hawker as well. Cameroon, meanwhile, well, it's just 10 years for them that they were last in the final. And guess who beat them? Yeah, Nigeria, of course, and the defeat coming on home soil in a stadium that was packed 2 or 3 hours before kick-off. And here's a chance. Striker goal comes in from Naomi Eto'o. Well blocked. And got Nzana. Badu with the pressing. And snipping at the ankles. That's loose at the back. Naomi Eto'o. And Mbelek. A lovely back heel into Toko and Joya. Well, he got that very wrong, and was face in her hands in dismay. Nice move from the indomitable Lionesses. To plant that in the top right-hand corner, and will be troubling the ball boys behind the goal. Kusi. And again. Let's go Ghana, the words of Coach Kim Bjorkegren. Santua. Nicely played. Boy Hawkler. Gamanga. Mendo, a lovely first touch from her, but then the second just took it too close to Boateng. Santua looking for options, finding Kusi. Look of intensity on the coach's face. Bonsu into Kusi, a little shove from Unzana. Toko and Joya. On his ball to the dismay of Cameroon coach Ngele. Badu. Able to keep it in. Alone Vuvuzela, something amongst the Cameroonian contingent. Badu trying to make her supporters sing in celebration, but there's not much going on so far for Ghana after that bright start to the half when Adua got her shot away. Plenty of desire. They're just finding it hard to get past the Cameroonian defence. Zana. He's kept it tight on this left-hand side, but Cameroonian captain, and she's taken a little bit of a knock. I wonder if she just got flailing arm in the face. I mean, she's back up now, Zana, and she looking down the line for Ngamanga. Bonsu. Dua. Zanara again. Looking for Naomi Eto. Still just the penalty from Ngamanga, separating the sides. And still, Cameroon's only shot on target. And she's full of running Boadua, but she's not going to get up to that. And here are those Cameroonian supporters. Being closely marshalled by Mendua. Simon. Walker inside. A touch around the corner from her, and Toko Njoya in a movable wall. Free kick to the Black Queens taken early, too early. Fenerbahce with the delivery again. Floated in, comes all the way through to Boy Hawkler. Just keeps it in and wins the corner as well. To the dismay and frustration of Unzana. I have cameras. Words of the Egyptian official. Modern game. Very much a VAR driven at times. Boy Hawkler with the strike, and Banu with the follow-up, and a superb block from Mikhaili in the Cameroon goal. Well, Boy Hawkler did really well. And look at this, Banu absolutely alert. Really good, solid hand from Mikhaili. Promising signs though for Ghana. Yellow card issue to Bonsu for that challenge on Mendua. Based in Germany with Karl Zeiss Jenner. And a clear pull. Taking one for the team, I think we can say, from Bonsu.
You're remortgaging by going straight to your current bank. Stop. You could be leaving money on the...
Hit a free kick in from distance with her left foot, much like her counterpart Boache has been doing for much of this game. And she had more success. Duo with the flick. Kusi away. Zana, Charles Turf. Gone in too hard, and there's another yellow card coming. And it is going. Umbalek. Oh, it's mounting up. Well, that seems fairly harsh. Very harsh, actually, for the 33-year-old. Nonetheless, she joins Ungamanga and Toko Enjoyer in the book. Latching right to tackle, importantly so. Cameroonian down on the floor. Play continuing for now. Kujo. Well, Bonsu put this out while she'll play on. Badu, nice first touch. Kusi. And still Ungamanga is down in the Ghanaian half. Still Ghana, play on. Unzana is going to put it out. Failed to do so. Kusi. Badu will pick this up. Sure, the Cameroonians won't be happy about this at all. They now have the ball and they immediately put it out of play. Ungamanga finally gets some treatment. She gets a tap from Dua. Still she's okay, not in it again, just held her ground. To Dua. Really causing some discomfort for Ungamanga. 2023 Cameroon Player of the Year. Through the ranks, the Cameroon goal scorer under 17s, under 20s, in seniors last year. With the under-17 side, she actually helped Cameroon beat Germany at the under-17 Women's World Cup in 2018. As she issues her instructions, Gana looking at maintaining her 100% record as we approach the fourth and final quarter of the game. Here's the strike from Badu. I'd be interested in seeing that from the other angle. Possible suggestion she may have been offside in the final reckoning. We would need to see from the angle, of course. Play is back underway. Cameroon only have 10 players on the pitch at present. Ghana have not won their second group stage game of this tournament since 2008. 3 draws and 2 defeats since. That record continuing. Bonsu. For Badu. Manga is not going to be able to take any further part, and that's a real shame for her. Nina Ungala, 21-year-old with Montpellier in France, comes on as Kush is fouled on this near side. Boache have yet another free kick to deliver. So Cameroon's only goal scorer at the competition so far departs. Lots of bodies to aim at in the middle. And that, well, she's done well not to concede the corner. Yadju. Kucho. Nzana just happy to hit it anywhere. As Ghana continue to try to turn the screw. Well, there's going to be a hydration break as we go past the midpoint in the second half. And I'm sure that Gren will be happy with the way his side are beginning to come into the game more, but obviously we need a goal. They finished Ghana against Mali on Thursday night in this stadium.
Play with central in the build-up. Central now, like I said, we're having momentum, but we need also to have more. Every time Bonsu has.
Fascinating to hear His words, we need more crosses. Very clear. Very calm as well from the Swede. The only Swedish coach to have won titles in 2 different countries, the other being the late Sven-Göran Eriksson. So quite some company for him to be keeping. As we see the goal from Ungamanga. I was talking about the fact that Mali and Ghana play here on Thursday, and Group D comes to an end. Cape Verde and Cameroon meet at the same time in the Larbi Zauli Stadium, also in Casablanca. Here's Bonsu, and there is a cross. Instantly satisfying a coach. Striker goal comes in, but it hits Boadua. Simon's effort, and then Boy Hawkler cannot hit the target either. The chance is coming for Ghana. That's the encouragement you can see. Well, Simon's effort dragged wide. Boy Hawkler, a more natural threat in attack. She's brought goals since her debut last year and scored in last year's AFCON as well in the 4-1 win against Tanzania. Ghana having started with defeat against South Africa, then a draw against Mali, and then seeing off Tanzania to make it into the knockouts, which didn't look too likely at some point early on. We'll do up with the strike, and then just following through and clattering into Ngok. Both players receiving treatment. Ngok having joined Washington Spirit in the US last month, signing a 3-year deal. Just 21 years old, and it's her second AFCON, having contested her first back in 2022. Princess Marfo is on, and Alice Kusi is off, and like Kusi, Princess Marfo impressed the other day against Cape Verde. 22-year-old winger with PSV Eindhoven in the Netherlands. This time last year she was on the books of Bay FC in the United States alongside Asisat Oshuala, Nigerian of course, and Zambia's Rachel Kundananji. Some company to be keeping, of course. Asisat, multiple CAF Women's Footballer of the Year. Kundananji, once the world's most expensive women's footballer. Bonsu. And here is Princess. She's going to take on Unzana. To the byline she goes, and really well played from the Cameroon captain again. She's had a fine game, the 26-year-old. She's not led from the front, but from the back. She set the tone for her team. That's nicely played from Princess. Bonsu tries to deliver it into the middle. Carefully waited. The touch did the substitute who's just come on. It'll be Bonsu again. Badu.
To start, you choose one ship from 3 options. In deep space, you must
pass, and then just gets muscled off it, conceding the free kick in the process. Brian Makana, and he's been very strong right back for Cameroon. The 20-year-old represents Lekie back home in Cameroon, and I'm sure her teammates will be delighted with her performance. That's a smart turn from Boache to get away from some danger. Princess, she cannot control it. Umbelek, who's on a yellow. It's coming off, and Charlotte Mayon, who was dropped for this game but started the first. 27-year-old will just slot into midfield. Straight swap. An experienced player on the Cameroonian side, having played at the Women's World Cup back in 2019. .15 to go. Cameroon edging this tight contest. I did say earlier that 6 of the 8 games that have produced victory for either of these sides at this competition have been just by a single goal. It is tight again. Be a Ghanaian throw. Excuse me, Ghanaian free kick to the challenge by Ungele. Boyhawkler. Zana cuts it out. Princess. She's got past Unzana, but unfairly so. Arms outstretched, asking and imploring the referee as to why. And Princess. She's a tough customer to get past. The Dijon left back. Smacks that forward. Toko Njoya as well to provide that initial challenge from Kucho. Nicely played by Naomi Eto'o. A bit of a quiet second half. Simon. Trying to see if she can get do it in behind. Well, hesitation at the back of the ball, in the back of the Cameroon net. And the substitute, Elon Manu, is able to do exactly that. What was the guy doing in the Cameroon goal? Confident goal to the points. The Ghanaians were better. She's talking to the referee. That drive might be so badly damaged. The Ghanaians to celebrate. Simon looking on, or looking clever. Boadua was offside. And possibly whether there was a handball as well. Let's see from Boadua. Mikali tries to clear here. I think that's what she's claiming. Badu unerring in the finish. Here, let's have a look. There, well, I think that hits the arm of Doris Boadua. And if the ball does hit your arm in the run-up to a goal, well, they do tend to get ruled out. So, the only goal of the game so far determined by VAR. And VAR once again checking this, and I would be fearful if I was a Ghanaian of this actually standing. She's got a good strike record nonetheless, Badu, and she showed that there. And we wait again. The tense moments of the two teams at the top of Group D. She'll surely be sent to the screen, one would have thought. Sahenda, Saad, Ali, and Abrabi. She may well be saved. It has indeed been disallowed. I cannot say that is a huge surprise. Well, it certainly wasn't taken there. Well, this is offside, it's been given. There were two things for them to check. I was thinking they were looking at the handball, I must be honest. But the earlier phase of play was, of course, the offside decision. And the Cameroonian supporters find their voice again. It may well be top of the table, and if the result goes their way, Mali meet Cape Verde tonight. And Cameroon will find themselves in the quarter-finals at the earliest opportunity. Boache, Zanara away, Bonsu, Badu. Bonsu looking for Boadua. This time, no mistake whatsoever from Mikhaili. A good boot on her as well as she looks long. Cameroon haven't really managed to hold on to the ball too much in the last few minutes and come forward now. Toku and Joya. Mendua. Just runs out of puff and gonna have the goal kick, and we'll want to get on with this quickly. Well, the cheers are coming up because it looks very much like Gabrielle Ongwene, Cameroonian legend, will be coming onto the field for the final few minutes, just as she did, the 37-year-old, against Mali on Tuesday night, and by doing so, she made history as well, appearing at her 8th Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Which is a new record. And I can't see the bench from behind it, but certainly see the excitement and hear it of the Cameroonians as she trudged to it, seemingly as though she's coming on. We will see, of course. Bonsu. Princess. Dua. Simon, who must be wishing and hoping that Ghana can find an equaliser after her handball created that Cameroon penalty. Well, that's going to be a free kick going Ghana's way. got some illustrious clubs on her CV, does Simon. PSG, Atletico Madrid, Juventus. Right now she'll just be hoping, and she's staying back as most of the rest of the team are in the Cameroonian penalty area. Santewa will take it on this occasion. Just over 5 minutes to go. Wache at the back post, driven in and headed away well for a Ghanaian corner by Mayon. Good delivery from Santewa. It's floaty from those from Boache. Lower trajectory and decent whip as well. Ghana could do with her repeating that sort of set piece. Curling in and Carlos Kameni, among others. Great. Again, Princess is remonstrating with the official. It's not going to do much. Often just get a little bit of frustration out of her system. Yeah, she's found it tough going since she's come on as substitute because Unzana has been really hard to get past, and she's well protected as well. Joe Feld. Ghana also bringing on the substitutes. Linda Owusu Ansa is going to be coming on. Kujo going off, and also coming on Princella Abibea, winger, and the midfielder coming off. Boy Hawkler also making way. Badu trying her luck. Speculative. Another chance goes by, and the clock continues to run down. There's going to be something hit from there to go in. well played. Santoa clipped by Ngok. Thought might be talked to by the referee, but not so. Just a free kick. Ngok on a yellow, so there are going to be 7 minutes of additional time, and that will buoy the Ghanaians. Strike from distance from Boache, just playing the percentages, I think. Ngok away, Dua with the header. Toku and Joya. Boache, nicely done. Bonsu. Toku and Joya has been absolutely everywhere. 6-4. Cameroon. Here is Ongwene. And the cross comes in. Not the best delivery. Nadu just clattering in. Zana, her latest delivery this time, she was down the line. And we're just deciding it's time to hold on and run the clock down. Ungala trying to do that, but able to keep control of the ball. Dubia, the latest to go down. This game has been littered by fouls. There's going to be another yellow card coming as well. And it does go to, I was going to say Ngok, it was number 24. It's actually Ungala. Substitute was not been booked before. Got 14 to sort of fall on the back, but she survives. There's our Cameroon for now. Bonsu back to Conlon. Boache. Badu. Surrounded by 3. Wins that back and then shows more good commitment. What's happened here? Which way is this going? It's going Ghana's way. We'll enjoy it. Too forcefully in. Well, that was the second challenge from Ngok, but it was the earlier one from Toku and Joya. The referee is blown for. Once again. Boache. With a free kick, and I think you know what's coming. Can they get a flick? Well, I think it's a Cameroonian head that did. And that'll be a corner to the Ghanaians. So Owusu Ansah, who's just come on, the 20-year-old, will deliver this into what is a very congested 6-yard box. It's a very deep one. And that might well just curl out and go behind for a goal kick. And opportunity goes again, and they don't have the time to do that, the Black Queens. Bonsu. Musuansa inadvertently taking the ball away from Asantewa. Boache with an important touch as Toku Njoya tries to play on Gwene in. Gwene clipping Boache. The amount of times those two must have played against one another. Two 37-year-olds. Still relishing the battle. Boache again. Again she goes long. Adubea. She's got the fresh legs. She doesn't get the free kick. Just over a minute for Cameroon to hold on. In the last 3 occasions they won their opening game of the tournament, they've gone on to win their second. They're on the verge of doing it again. Side have come close, they just haven't managed to deliver when it counts, and they need to do so now. Bonsu just hits it straight into an opponent on Gwene. Really good challenge. Well, I thought that was a good challenge, and Santewa, I think, agrees with me. I mean, clear as day. I thought she took the ball as does Portia Boache. Let's have a look. There you go. That's what it means to Grace Asantewa. Well, an important decision going against Ghana late on. The 7 minutes are up, and this will likely be the last play of the game. Cameroon exactly where they want to be. They can take their time. Effectively waiting for the hooter to pretty much go once they take this free.
Builders. It's not our job title.
Kick, as it were. Mayong will hit this straight into the Ghanaian wall, and there is no time for more. Cameroon have held on. It has not been easy. They come under pressure. Players sink to their knees on the halfway line, including the skipper, Bunzana, who's been outstanding today. But the indomitable Lionesses, courtesy of that early penalty from Marie Ungamanga, have won their second game out of 2 in Group D to move up to 6 points. Ghana will stay on 3. Mali, Cape Verde, currently pointless ahead of their second game on Sunday evening. But that was tough. It was tense. It was tight. It was everything we expected it to be. But Cameroon emerged the victors. They will go into their final group game against Cape Verde in confident form, and they may well find themselves in the quarterfinals in just a few hours' time as well. Disappointment for the Black Queens, who tried their best but ultimately couldn't find the quality needed up front. It has ended in Casablanca. Ghana 0, Cameroon 1.